If I take the example of a retail environment, right, the typical business challenges which they are trying to solve could be identifying footfall trends, right, which are the peak hours, lean hours, etc. of footfall, gauging customer sentiment or emotion at a point of sale, monitoring checkout queues, or seeing whether customers are actually attracted to certain parts of their SKUs or their displays. These kind of challenges, whether in retail, manufacturing, etc., are very difficult to solve through manual monitoring as the number of cameras keeps on increasing, because it's very difficult for people to go through thousands of hours of feed and get these outcomes. It will hardly come real time. Secondly, human attention span itself has its limitations. As the person keeps on staring at the monitor, looking at multiple camera feeds, they lose attention, and studies have proved that up to 90% of information can get missed after 20 hours of monitoring. Hence, enterprises are slowly shifting towards AI driven monitoring of the video feed. What can be done is the camera feed can be taken onto a platform which uses AI models, which then automatically detects objects, activities, people as required, and is able to auto generate alerts, analytics, and insights based on this. So all of this reduces the dependency and the inaccuracies which comes from manual monitoring. Hence, most of the mid to large enterprises have already shown an inclination to shift towards AI based analytics for video monitoring rather than manual analysis. So this is the need we are looking to fulfill. And this has led to a large market which is basically growing for this kind of a solution. Whereas if you previously see, the market for video solutions was dominated by hardware, which is your camera and storage solutions, the market is more and more moving towards software. This has been driven by the shift from pure play surveillance to analytics which customers want, and there is a significant growth rate as well as a significant market size for analytics and video management softwares going ahead. While there is a clear and present need, there are many complexities while deploying such a solution for customer. Complexities could be, deployment related. Say customers want flexibility with deploying whether on-prem, on edge, on cloud, or a hybrid infrastructure. We are handling business sensitive data, we are handling personal data. There is a need for data privacy and security. There is a need to integrate with existing legacy systems, whether it be the existing cameras, the video recording devices, or software. And many times standard AI models do not cut it. You require customized solutions for specific business outcomes. These need to be tackled. Secondly, there can be site specific deployment challenges. For example, these are images which are from actual deployments. You will see scenarios like poor lighting, where it is very difficult to make out the objects to be detected even with the naked eye. There are scenarios where the existing cameras have very restricted field of view, where it is very difficult to get an idea of the accurate count of objects even with the naked eye. There are scenarios due to legacy connectivity challenges where you get frequently pixelated or jittery feeds, based on which it becomes very difficult to see the object to be detected. So these are the kind of challenges which we had to overcome in our journey while building a solution for automated monitoring of video feeds. So this we have done through our Smart Vision platform. We've built our own in-house video analytics platform where customers can very easily onboard their existing camera feed, and they can configure the required AI models to monitor and automatically detect things which they want to as per their business need. This they can do from our AI model library. We have developed 25 plus AI models for common use cases, and also we have the ability to configure third party AI models as well, which can help customers address a wider repertoire of use cases. This platform also basically is built on open source technology stack, which enables faster development and community driven support. It has customizable and comprehensive dashboards. Customizable dashboards are very important because each use case, say for example, a sentiment detection use case in a retail store versus a PPE detection use case in a factory, needs to be monitored very differently. We provide those customizable dashboards. We provide some traditional video management features also, where people can look at the live feeds if they want to. They can record snippets as and when required. We provide a flexible deployment architecture, whether on edge, on cloud, on prem, or hybrid. And we also provide a way to manage this remotely in a very flexible manner. Our AI models in action, this is what gives the outcomes to customers. So some examples here, this is a model for demographic detection for customers coming into a store. You can detect their age, you can detect their gender, you can detect their sentiment, which gives a lot of information to retailers who are looking to serve the right demographic and please their customers. Queue management, this is a model which is deployed in a retail scenario for monitoring the checkout queues, presence and absence of employees at the checkout counters, the length of queue, dwell time of customers in queue, etc., can give a lot of useful information to retailers. This is a drone feed from a warehouse where we have used a fire and smoke detection model to provide early warning of a fire which is happening. Personal protective equipment detection, whether this is a foundry environment where whether people are wearing the protective gear like helmets, vests, etc., our models are able to detect in real time. Safety again, around operating machines, whether people are entering areas which are unsafe next to machinery, that can be detected and alerted by some of our models. Why do we feel this is innovative? We have had some innovations in basically adapting to the customer environment. Our models are trained with real customer side data to ensure better accuracy. This ensures we take care of site specific challenges like distance from the camera, lighting challenges, etc. We have developed standard operating procedures for accurate camera positioning and configuration so that existing legacy cameras of customers can be used for this purpose. We also have the ability to actively monitor network fluctuations, camera feed pixelation, so that the underlying infrastructure is also monitored to ensure performance of the system. Secondly, we have been innovative in the way we have productized this, making it very easy to deploy, manage, and integrate. For example, we have an SKU called Retail in a Box, right? Where we have a small server, an edge server, where all the common retail use cases, footfall detection, sentiment detection, queuing, dwell time, etc., are pre-packaged, pre-configured, and it's very plug and play. Customer can just take that small server, plug in their existing cameras, and have it running, right? We ensure remote management. We have created modular pipelines where it is very easy to apply a new model to a camera on a fly, right, on the fly. And this is also integrated with our IoT platform, so you can take IoT data, whether it is sensor data on the shop floor or in a retail store, and have combined outcomes along with the sensor data. What also helps is that Tata Communications is not just a AIML services provider. We are basically also able to provide the network technology, the cloud infrastructure, edge, on-prem infrastructure, which is required for customers to build such a system end to end. So we do provide a one-stop shop solution to customers. We provide seamless integration across all the components of hardware, connectivity, and infrastructure. And also we provide a single pane of glass for customers to monitor operations as we bring in the IoT data as well.
Thank you,
Coming,
Prabhakar. Prabhakar, the time is up. The time is
okay.
up for the presentation. Let's start with Q&A. Next, with Professor Julie, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so can you tell us what you're using to customize the models for different camera feeds? So for a particular use case, can you talk about what features the model is looking for and what are the AI models actually doing?
So can you break down your question again? What are the AI models actually doing? And before that, what did you say?
So for um, you're customizing the AI models for different use cases.
Hmm.
So what features are the models looking at to work in different use cases?
Okay, okay. So yeah, the AI models are basically trained for different scenarios, right? So you might have, for example, object detection standard models, right? So object detection models can be trained for different classes of objects to be looked at, right? Say for example, when you talk about personal protective equipment detection, right, different classes could include gloves, protective masks, helmets, etc., right? So they can be trained to look at different classes of objects, right? There can be also correlation logics which are built into each AI model. Say when we are counting footfall in a store, right, it's just a person detection model, right? But the person detection model will not give you accurate outcomes over here, because what happens is there might be many scenarios that where there are people wavering at the door of the store, right, where there are people coming in and out very frequently. So you require some tracking logic, for example, to be built in, right? When a person which is who has come in, that person or that object is identified, that is tracked through the duration of its stay in the frame of the image, right? And then you generate an outcome. So these are the kind of I would say, work which the AI model is doing. Before all of this happens, of course, there is a processing pipeline which is built, right? As the feed comes in, there is a pre-processing stage which happens. So like I said, we can configure for different scenarios. So it might be for pre-processing, what would happen is you are working in a low light scenario. So pre-processing will take care of enhancing the exposure of the image, enhancing the contrast of the image, and blowing it up little bit if you are tracking small objects, so that the model is then able to work accurately on the pre-processed image. So that is how the system, the data flows in the system, right?
And
Gaurav, would you like to add anything here?
do are your models updated, or are they adapting in real time? You mentioned that you're using real time data for training. So
Yes,
how
yes.
does that
I,
work?
I will see. We have created a feedback loop, right? Whenever the user has an ability to provide a feedback and comment upon an identification or a detection or an outcome, whatever is incorrect or is partially correct is again thrown back into the system, which will retrain it based on the feedback from the end user.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Julie. Gaurav, if you're answering, please request you to please turn on your video so that we can add to your spotlight.
I will try to. I was
Sure.
facing a problem
No
earlier also.
worries.
Okay, this time.
Professor Arthur, your question.
Can you?
Yeah, so thank you for the presentation. I had a little bit the impression that it is a set of engineering improvements, and it was not clear to me what are these unique selling propositions. So what are the key features which brings you ahead of the competition
I
and
will try to answer those.
let you stay there ahead of the competition?
Yes. So there are multiple things that we have attempted in order to stay ahead of the curve, starting from the types of deployments to innovations in trainings, some of the custom models that we have created, and our architecture and design. So I'll try to go one by one, starting from my colleague Prabhakar also mentioned in terms of the deployment. Uh, all our product software and system can be deployed on a small NUC box to desktop machines to servers to clouds. We have had implementations where we have integrated multiple retail stores, multiple banks in an hybrid fashion where small boxes are there doing analytics in at site, and the summaries are consolidated and presented to the CXOs in an hybrid fashion. This also ensures adequate security. That's one kind of a thing which makes us very flexible, and we are able to adapt to various demands in terms of different kinds of industries. In terms of uh, time to market, we have created our tools for auto annotations. uh, it is we realized over a period of time that the training process takes a lot of time. So get the images, upload them in the system, get outputs, and with the quick verification we are able to get very good results. And then the time to market reduces, the cost reduces. This is the second innovation that we have done. you know uh, a lot of places, we have trained our models especially to work in industrial scenarios. They work very well in next to a furnace where there can be a shadow, as well as a red jacket can appear orange because of the flame coming from the furnace. Our models have been pre-trained to an extent that we have been able to achieve 98 to 99% accuracy in these industrial scenarios, and it has helped us, and we have been able to do this because uh, we have had certain access to data, being part of a big Tata group, where we are able to get such access to data from the industrial sector. Uh, there has been, in terms of architecture and design, we have been innovative in terms of overcoming with our logics pixelation that comes. This is a constant problem that comes in a brownfield setup. A lot of pixelation, etc. We have been able to remove and overcome by adding the desired logic in there. And we have been able to work with pre-existing cameras and not demanding new infrastructure setup to be done from our customers. In terms of providing real-time feeds, we have followed a rule where wherever there is a movement, only then our models work. Otherwise, we ignore and skip such frames. This has been a very efficient way to utilize the resources and enhance our capacities. uh, we have created a lot of correlation logic, right, across cameras. If a person is moving from one place to the other, uh, you know, uh, by understanding, what is he wearing, what are the salient features in terms of his age, specific, marks, or objects that he's carrying. We have been successfully able to, not only classify, detect a person in a single camera frame, but across cameras. And we spoke about the feedback loop, which has served us well. So these are some of the uh, innovations that we have brought in our solutions, and with which we are trying to be ahead of the market curve.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out the
Oh,
IoT platform integration over there, because we have our own IoT platform. We are a large IoT player ourselves, right? So that brings in an edge many times, is what we have seen.
Prabhakar, Gaurav, you have to be brief because the time is closing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
one juror in question is pending.
Yes, please go
Professor
ahead.
Arna.
So thank you for the presentation, but I can see that the main product is this service desk, right, or something, whatever. Like there's a medley of things that can be done. Am I correct in understanding that is the main innovation? Is my
Yeah, so
question
there can
clear?
be any number of use cases, sir. You are correct. The main product is the platform and the AI models which enable these services. So it could be, say, a customer experience improvement package you are deploying, right? While you are gauging queuing behavior, sentiment, etc. It could be a factory setting where you are improving safety in terms of PPE detection, hazardous area entry, etc. kind of use cases being done. It is a horizontal solution applicable across.
And the last thing I just would want to add is, we also understand we cannot be domain experts of all areas. The platform has been created in such a fashion that third party models can also be onboarded on our platform. So the enterprise customer does not only have to rely on us, he can bring his own models or other vendors who have their models for a particular specific purpose, and he can have a common output coming from our platform. So
But what
it's
about privacy? What about privacy and security then? When you are having third party things, who
no,
guarantees
the
that?
privacy and security. See, the entire setup will run for the customer, right? The data will be his. It's only the model, the deployment will be at his premises. This is what we have seen.
No,
We
no,
have
no,
not.
no. Let me clarify the question.
Okay. Okay.
So a customer decides to use your platform, and suppose it's only your apps or your things, then there is some reasonable sense of privacy because your Tata Communications, etc., you will not do anything. But now you decide to deploy a third-party app,
No.
correct?
So it will
Yeah.
not be our recommendation, right? If a customer feels that he has to do this for various reasons,
Okay.
we have the ability to provide him with a platform
Okay.
and can enable him.
Okay. That answers my question. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Juris, for your question. Gaurav and Prabhakar, thank you for your time. We wish you the best with your innovation.
Thank you.
Gaurav, we have shared a link in your chat box. Same goes to you, Prabhakar. The link is in your chat box. This is a self-assessment link. Please do copy before you leave the session.